What's going on, my Patreonites, my Patriotomies, my Patreon people? How we feeling today? Usually I start by smoking, but I don't need to today because I've been taking edibles every single day. And I took one earlier, and I've been getting bamboozled by edibles, bro. That's my rant. I was talking about the Patreon later in the episode for YouTube, and I was like, basically, Patreon is where I get angry. Patreon is where you see me get mad, bro. And I'm not too mad, but I'm disappointed. You know, classic line. I've been taking these edibles at night, and I've been having a really, really good time. I've been getting high and loving it. I'm a baby when it comes to edibles, bro. Usually 5 to 10 milligrams, I'll get geeked, and then 20, I'm out of my head. So I was like, all right, I need to raise my tolerance. So I've been taking edibles every night. And last night, I went on a beautiful rabbit hole about Thoth, and I talk about that in the main episode. So that was super fun, and that was all shout out to edibles on that one. But then last night they kind of burned me, bro. I took one little like 10 milligram, and I was chilling, and then I took right before I was trying to go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep, so I took 2 5 milligram, and they're supposed to be sleep. It says ABX sleep. I'll call them out. It says sleep. It's indica hybrid, and it's branded sleep, sleep, sleep. You're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna eat these. You're gonna wake up in 2 days. It's screaming at me that it's gonna make me sleep. I said, very cool. Give it to me. And I've taken one before, and with some other edibles, and I've gone to sleep, and so I did believe it was a sleep. Not last night. Last night I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, I think because I ate Taco Bell too late, and then I was like, oh, I'm up. And I was high as hell, which was totally fine. But I'm up, I'm high as hell, and then I was like, can't sleep at all. So I was up and just playing Red Dead Redemption 2, happy as hell, having a great time. But it fucking ruined my sleep schedule. I woke up at noon. I was trying to get up early and be productive. I was supposed to have recorded this podcast hours ago. And these fucking edibles, they got me. I was up feeling good, having fun, and it ruined me. So that's my rant about those. But yeah, I've been getting into edibles, man. I've been really fucking with it. I think it like low-key helps with my ADD. Sometimes it makes me more distracted, but a lot of times I think it kind of makes my brain slow down a little bit, and so I don't get stuck in paralysis of like, oh, what do I need to do? What am I gonna do? It's just like, I'm gonna go for a run, and then I find myself at the park doing my run. And like just shit like that. I want to record the podcast, boom, and then I'm recording the podcast. So I don't know. There might be something to this taking edibles every day situation. I might be turning over a new leaf here. I might become Mr. Edibles. Hey, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Zyn update. Toning it down. I had a couple days off completely, and then I went and bought today. I got 3 milligram coffees. Had to go to an illegal smoke shop to get it. I talk about that later. This Patreon is mostly teaser for the rest of the episode. But don't you worry. I got something special coming up. It's not that special, but it's coming up. Here we go. 3 milligrams. So half. So I'm thinking, okay, now I can wean myself off the nicotine because my association will be less. And then maybe in a couple of weeks, I think my goal now is just to do less nicotine. So just slowly go less and less and less until I'm done. Taking a couple days off was awesome. I'm going to try to keep it to the weekends. Let's see. We'll try. We'll give it the old college try. And then eventually I'll be off of nicotine. And I was pinpointing. I was walking it back. Cause I was like, when did I get so fucking addicted to this? You know whose fucking fault it is? Goddamn Andrew Huberman. Okay? People say Joe Rogan is harmful, and usually I don't agree, but on this one, I think this might be Joe Rogan's fault. Because he introduced Andrew Huberman to all of us men. And everybody you know, you've got one of your friends is into Andrew Huberman, and if one of your friends isn't into Andrew Huberman, you're into Andrew Huberman, okay? I'm the Huberman friend of my friend group, and I think it's made my life worse, all right? And we're not even going to get into the accusations of, rampant cheating and potential spreading of STDs, allegedly, according to an article about Andrew Huberman. That's not the point. He's hurt me because he put out that podcast that said nicotine is good for you. And he did this whole breakdown. Nicotine's good for you. Here's what's bad for you. The delivery system. The delivery system to, cigarettes, tobacco, vapes, those are all bad for you. But if in some perfect world, you could find a delivery system of nicotine that was clean, then voila, you're free and clear. And so I started looking. And Zyn was popular, still is. And it was before they banned the flavored Zyn where I live too. So Zyn was everywhere, and it was the heyday of it. And I got it, and I put that in my mouth, and it's been staying in my mouth. I can't get it out. I want to quit. Bad stuff. I crashed my car because of this. I was indecisive. I said, I want Zyn. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. And then I spun into the 7-Eleven parking lot, misjudged it. It was dark, hit the curb, bam. And now my car has tape on it. All because of Andrew Huberman and my addiction to Zyn and nicotine, because I think it makes me faster, and fucking it does, and that sucks. And I broke the cardinal rule of stand-up. You're not supposed to tie a substance to your performance, and now I've tied Zyn to my performance. So I'm fucking locking in with Zyn. And I can smoke as much weed as I want before a show, and then pop in a Zyn, and then have a good set. And if I smoke weed and don't do the Zyn, it's not as good of a set. And so that's why it's so hard for me to quit this fucking thing. But I'm working on it. We're taking processes, steps. I'm tired. I'm tired of being addicted to it. That's how it was with alcohol too. I was fucking tired of being addicted to it, and so I quit. And it took me a while. I took months off. I took a year off. I came back. I took more time off. I made rules. Don't drink outside of LA, blah, blah, blah. And then I just was like, fuck, I'm done. And had one last night. I mean, I had a lot of last nights. There's always like, this is the end. I'm never drinking again. But then I did one more, and that was October 8th, 2 years ago. And I said, fuck it, I'm out. And I've been out, and I've stayed out, and I'm not really that tempted to get back into alcohol, honestly. I can have plenty of fun without it. And now I have a new addiction, Zyn. So as long as I've got one fun chemical addiction going, that's great. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper from Cane's, and I hate when the haters are right. I hate when the haters are right. But the fucking haters were right today. I went to Raising Cane's. It was kind of God, a little bit. A little bit of it was a God, because I went for a run in the park, and then I was driving back, and because of traffic, I was driving a different way than I usually drive, and then I stumbled upon, or maybe my soul led me there, to a new Raising Cane's location that I forgot that they had opened closer to me than the previous one. And so I went, no line. It was a miracle. I was like, this is perfect. I got it. I took it to go. And usually what I do with Raising Cane's is I pull off and I eat it in the shade right away. That's my move, because it's a long-ish time, 20 minutes to get home, and it's not good. And this, I was like, oh, I'm closer. It's like 10 minutes. It took me 15 minutes to get home. I opened it up, and the Cane's was fucking trash. It was trash. I've never... That's a heavy... I don't like saying this. I don't enjoy that I have to admit this. I don't like that this is devolving into what it's devolving. I'm bashing a thing that I've loved and I've defended. I've defended Raising Cane's many times to people. I've brought it up a lot. I've ridden hard for Raising Cane's. I'm one of its strongest soldiers. And then I finally had the experience that the fucking haters had. And I got it back, and the bread was... Now, here's a cheat code to Raising Cane's, by the way. Coleslaw is fucking disgusting. Don't get it. It's gross everywhere. But don't get it at Raising Cane's either. It might be good. I don't know. I've never had it. But don't fucking get it. Don't get that, and don't get the fries. The fries are garbage. I'll give you that, haters. The fries are garbage. That's fine. What you do is you substitute... You get extra Texas toast. So you end up with 3... I mean, they fucked up on mine, and they gave me like 5 pieces for no reason. So sometimes you get lucky, and they fuck up and give you extra. But they gave me... That's the real cheat code. Is you do no coleslaw, no fries, sub Texas toast, and get a bunch of that delicious fucking Texas toast. Well, that delicious Texas toast was disgusting because it had been sitting in those plastic containers, and it's supposed to keep it warm. It didn't. It kept it moist, so it was wet and cold. I'm eating wet, cold fucking bread in my car watching a Patrice O'Neal documentary. If that doesn't scream depression, I don't know what does. And I wasn't even depressed. I was just enjoying my meal. It was good. The tenders, the outside weren't fucking crispy because they'd been sitting in the steam. So they weren't crispy. Thankfully, they were still hot-ish in the middle. The bread was fucking cold. It was a mess. And the crisp was fucking gone. There was no crisp from this, all right? And that's never been... So... unfortunately, Raising Cane's has to come with an asterisk now, and I don't like asterisks. I like to make a recommendation and stand by that recommendation. I don't like having to tell you that you got to do things a special way. If someone's like, "Oh, you gotta try this place," I'm like, "Cool." I go, I try it, I have a bad time, and they're like, "Well, yeah, of course you had a bad time. You didn't ask for no onions, extra sausage, extra green sauce, triple wrapped. You gotta ask for it triple wrapped, or else you're gonna have a bad time." It's like, then don't recommend that place. Then you have to give me the instructions. You can't just say blanket, "Oh, this place is good." So now I can't just say blanket, "Oh, Raising Cane's is good," and give you my little tip about the coleslaw. That's what I used to do. Now I have to add another thing. I have to say, and another thing, eat it there. Or eat it right away in your car. Do not wait. You got to eat it hot. And that's not the best fucking version of fast food. If you have to eat it hot, go to a restaurant. The point of fast food is to order it, get it, and enjoy it. So... you got to eat Raising Cane's inside or in your car. And that's a heavy heart there. But I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm not going to fucking... I don't traffic in misconceptions. I don't traffic in false hopes, okay? I traffic in truth. I traffic in traffic. I live in Los Angeles. All right. Edibles rant, done. Hope that would have been longer. Raising Cane's rant, done. Hope that would have been longer. What do we have for the rest of this Patreon episode? This is my problem. Every week I come up and I think I've got something prepared for Patreon. Actually, that's not even true. I just started thinking I had something prepared, and then I go for it, and it takes 10 minutes. And I'm like, I have another 40 I want to do. What am I going to yell about now? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wait, we had a suggestion. Hold the phone. We had a suggestion in the suggestion box of the Patreon. We had a suggestion in the suggestion box of the Patreon. Okay. Somebody sent a message. Where is he? Direct messages 4. All right. Da-da-da. Caught up. Okay, thank you. All right, I know you're looking for ideas. Okay, so here's a pitch from one of the Patreon members. I don't know if they want credit. I don't know. It's a private message, so I won't give the name. I won't say the name. Only one person's messaging me, so you know who you are, and I really appreciate you. I just want to be careful. Maybe you didn't want this out there. I don't know. Let's read the message. Also, I know you're looking for ideas. Are you into movies at all? I'm into movies. I am into movies, actually. Funny you should mention it. I am into movies. If so, I'd like to hear about your faves. Maybe list top 5 or top 10. In addition, if you see a new movie and you think it's worth talking about, then give a brief spoiler-free... Fucking, what if I could read? Okay. Give a brief spoiler-free review and rating. Maybe instead of stars, call them pot leaves. Ha ha ha! I do like that, actually. I was at one point working on a... That's... Okay, movie reviews, some favorites. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that. All right, well, next episode, look forward to that then. Look forward to my top 10 movies. And I think I'm going to give a... maybe not a... Pot leaf is interesting. I one time wanted to create a movie review system where it's like number of joints, but the less joints, it's like golf kind of, where the low score is better. The less joints you need to enjoy this movie, the better the movie is. It was kind of so it's like if it's a one joint movie, it's like, yo, pretty much this movie is drugs, and you don't really need too much else. But it's fun, so do it. And then other movies where you're like, this movie's terrible. this is a 10-joint movie. You gotta be baked as fuck to like this. Okay, cool. I like that. That's a great idea for a future episode. Right now, I'll talk about a movie that I liked. Spoiler-free review of a movie. The last, piece of... So okay, and then we can get into... We can talk about me. No. So, my background is thus. I moved to L.A. to be an actor. And I was taking it very seriously. I was really trying to study at the best places. I was really getting into it. And then we were in a phase in Los Angeles acting life where in order to really, break through, you had to also direct and basically write. You had to kind of do everything, make your own it was like make your own content was a huge thing. And now that's, even more for social media. Back in the mid 2000s when I was in LA, it was all about web series. So the amount of fucking web series, every actor in Los Angeles in the mid 2000s, 2014 to 2017, I'll say to 2020, low key to 2019. Every actor, and at the time I was there, from 2015 to 2019, every single actor was a part of or had their own web series about a series of friends who lived in Los Angeles. Everyone had one. Everyone was either writing one, had been in one, had filmed one, or was talking to their friends about it. It was we were all doing it. So in that time, I got really into cinematography. I was learning about all the cameras. I learned about all the lenses. And then at the end of 2019, I created an acting reel, which is basically you get a bunch of, if you haven't booked legit TV shows and movies and commercials, then you have to you have to record your own scenes, and I was going about it as legit as I could. I got the same type of camera, an Ari Alexa, that they use to film most film and TV projects. I got a DP who knew how to use it, and then I created scenes that were reminiscent of different movies, where it was okay, this one is a scene where I'm trying to be a character in Law and Order. This one's where I'm trying to be a guy in a Disney movie. And so I would change the lighting and the framing, and my acting would be different for each one. So I say all this to say, I got pretty into fucking movies. And also, I was so homeschooled and Christian growing up that I had to just force myself to watch all of these fucking movies to catch up, basically, that everyone had already seen. Everyone else was watching Harry Potter when they were 10. I was watching it when I was 19, sharing a room, I was watching Entourage. I was catching up. So I got really into it. And then pandemic hit, and I kind of stopped focusing on that and just started focusing on comedy. But, say that all to say, I can talk like a real fucking film nerd if I want to. I can talk about the shot choices, and I can get into why I think this didn't work or what I would have done differently. I can be a real pretentious dork about movies if I want to. And sometimes it's fun, but I'm kind of past that. My taste in movies has definitely changed also. I was really into the Oscar-y type movies, and now I try to watch the Oscar-y type movies, and I'm just this is boring. I don't want to do this. It's a chore. The last movie I saw that I really, really liked was Civil War, and it was directed by Alex Garland, who has other bangers. Ex Machina is one of his bangers. Annihilation is another one of his bangers, and he has others too. He makes really interesting sci-fi type movies, and Civil War was really good. I thought it perfectly encapsulated a realistic look at an modern American Civil War. I really liked their, and some people had a problem with this, and this is a light spoiler. It's a very light spoiler. But I think it's okay to say it. I'm just going to say it. The filmmaker doesn't necessarily comment on either side. There's you can kind of feel maybe a leaning, but the character he uses is a fairly neutral character in the whole thing. The gunfights are really good. The cinematography is really good. The sound is crazy. It's jarring a lot. The music was good from what I remember. I like the way it ends. I think other people might disagree. I like the way it ends. I I thought it took us on a fun journey. I thought it was paced really well, beautiful. Okay, funny once or twice, maybe. I think it was funny once or twice. Just good. Yeah, I really liked it. I watched that and I was like, fuck, I forgot that movies were good. And my buddy liked it too. He was like, yeah, it was awesome. And then he got home and read some stuff on Twitter and was like, actually, I don't know if I liked it. And I was like, all right, well, I stand by it. I really liked it. I thought it was phenomenal. I would recommend it. And if you have seen it, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I really loved it. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. Fell asleep during Hunt for Red October 3 times recently. That movie's good. It was good. I mean, it's a sleepy movie. Hunt for Red October is a sleepy movie, but I did enjoy it. Even though I fell asleep 3 different times while watching it. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right. Well, okay, that's good. So, we have something to look forward to for next week. Stoney's Top 10 Movies. I'm going to do my top 10 movies for next week, and maybe you've seen some of them, maybe you haven't. It's not going to be easy for me. I hope you appreciate the work I'm going to be putting in, coming up with a list of my 10 favorite movies. And if you want credit for this idea, you know who you are. I'm more than happy to shout you out. I just, sometimes people want to tell you stuff in private, and I don't want to, I don't want to make things public that were supposed to be private, but you might want credit. It's a good idea, so you should get credit. Let me know. I'll give you credit. Alrighty. That's it for this episode of the Patreon. Thank you so much for subscribing. You guys are amazing. The rest of the episode is really fun today. I had a good time making it. It was a fun one. This was a fun one. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the episode. Thank you for subscribing. Sign up for my email list. Come see me do stand-up live. Bye. What's going on, humans, extraterrestrials, and ethereal beings of all kind? Welcome to another episode of What Up, Aliens? I'm your host, Austin Kress, a.k.a. Stoney McBlaze, Dud. And today we're going down a rabbit hole. I'm taking you down a rabbit hole, like Alice in Wonderland, bro. Thoth, or Thoth, an Egyptian god, the Emerald Tablets, and the Brotherhood of the White Temple. It's the most random rabbit hole I've ever been down. It started with Casey Rocket, the dude from Kill Tony. He was on a podcast, and he mentioned something about the tablets of Thoth. And I was like, what? And I tried to find the clip. Couldn't find it. Sorry. Couldn't find it. It'd be better if I had it. But I looked for it on Google, and I just couldn't. I don't know, man. It's gone. All right? Much like the tablets. I couldn't find it, and maybe you can because you have more time. I tried. I did a quick Google, and then I was like, I got to move on. So we're moving on. So that's just a starting point. It's just a spark, okay? Nobody talks about the spark. They talk about the fire. All right. I'm already losing my mind. Here we go. So then I go on YouTube for some other reason, and this video was right there at the top of my screen. And it was Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Part 1, the history of Thoth, the Atlantean. And bro, let's press play on this. Let's get a little taste. Let's get a little taste of what I heard, okay? And let me set the stage for you, all right? I am thinking this is a historical text that has been translated, and it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm on about 20 milligrams of edibles, okay? Which is not a lot for most, but for me, I'm cooked. I'm all the way barbecued, baby. I'm floating through the cosmos in my own mind. And I play this.
Thoth, the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king, magician living from generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of a minty, set down for the guidance of those that are to come after. These records
I was like, okay, buddy. Okay. I can't with this right now. This is hysterical. So I was like, how is this being quoted by somebody? Like, this is clearly some nonsense book. So I thought. But then, bro, you go to the comment section and things get wild. The top comment, the first one that I see, if you're reading this, you're in the right place in your life. Many are called, but the chosen are few. The world as we know it is ending, but seekers of light will persevere. Be blessed. What? What? Under some Atlantis fan fiction? I didn't know what it was yet. The Emerald Tablets speak of a time even before Atlantis, where all people completely understood each other, or at least well enough try to not steal each other's light. This wisdom is returning to the modern world, and I can feel its fire in these comments. When Thoth says that Atlantis will rise from the waters, he means the revival of the ancient ways of living. Keep seeking, everyone. The Phoenix. This is what is in this comment section, okay? So clearly, don't you love being a seeker of truth? I wish I could meet some of y'all. This was a great find. Peace and love, y'all. It's pretty positive. Yeah, it's a little goofy, maybe a little wacky, but it's pretty positive. So I was like, all right, what is this? What am I dealing with right now? So then I Googled. Now, what is Thoth or Thoth, and how do you even say it? What is that? He's an Egyptian god. He's the Egyptian god of writing, wisdom, and magic. Pretty cool. And if you look at this picture, he's got what appears to be a dab rig on his head, and I guess that's a key, the key of wisdom. And he's an ibis head. He's a birdman, and then he's got this cool staff. It's a sick fit overall. It's real dope. To be honest, probably the biggest stoner looking god that I've ever seen, honestly. And I've got a bit of Thoth right here as well. I got a touch of the Thoth with my nose, sort of an ibis nose sort of thing happening as well. So it's an Egyptian god, and I was like, all right, cool. What's up with that? So then I watched a video, and I've got the links to where I got all my info is at the bottom of this video. So if you want to do your own rabbit hole deep dive, be on your way. I am but a indicator of a larger quest that you could go on your own. But the crazy part is when I get to the end and I tell you about this brotherhood, and I think I found a cult that I could actually, maybe a religion. I think I found a religion I could actually get involved in. And that I didn't realize I was susceptible to cults, and I have just realized I am now susceptible to cults. I could join one, I think, at this point, but I wanted to know the background of this cult that I was going to be joining. So, Thoth, and he's an Egyptian god, right? And there's a myth of Thoth, and he was basically the wisest of all the gods, and he was the scribe to the gods. So the other Egyptian gods would have issues and problems, and they'd be like, "Hey, yo, Thoth, you got a solution though?" And he would be like, "Yeah, actually, I got you." And he was all about keeping balance in the universe. That was kind of his deal. And then the tablets, and so he wrote this tablet, and he put it in the Nile River and put a snake to guard it. And then this adventurer, Egyptian prince, came along and fought the snake. It's fascinating, and I'm not doing the story justice, but the clip down below, that video will do that story full justice. So that's the baseline of it is it's an Egyptian myth, right? But then there is actually an emerald tablet that was found, and they had it, and it was in Egyptian, and then it got translated into Greek, and it was kind of passed down, and it was constantly retranslated. Sir Isaac Newton was obsessed with it for a little bit, and it became the basic of the Hermetic sort of order. These guys were really obsessed with alchemy, and a version of the Emerald tablets was released online, and it had this whole recipe of how to turn your pee into a magical sorcerer's stone, which sounds like a hilarious prank that someone is pulling on hippies. That's like, yo, you'll never guess what I did. I wrote a 163-page joke manifesto, and I've got about 600 people trying to turn their pee into a mythical, and the punchline is they eat it at the end. Honestly, pretty good prank. Disappeared off the internet, but you can still find it. And I got a lot of that information from the Y files Shout out to Y-Files, dude. Absolutely incredible. You probably already know about it. They're massive. This dude, I should know his name, but I don't, because I'm just shooting from the hip, as always. Yeah, he's great. He tells a great story. He really breaks it down. He gets into all the nooks and crannies of it. But long story short, how this gets to this cult, okay? The dude who wrote this book, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Athenian, this was not one of the ancient texts that was translated. This book was written by a gentleman that goes by the name of Maurice Doril. His real name is Claude Doggins. And you got to change that name. You're not going to be able to convince anybody that you have mythical powers if your name is Claude Doggins. That sounds like a guy who runs a series of 7-Elevens in rural Alabama. Like, yeah, I'm Claude Doggins, and I'm here. I'm one of the finest proprietors of 7-Eleven in all of the Louisiana area, Mr. Claude Doggins. So, Maurice Doril, now that's a guy that I could follow into a cult. Basically, he wrote this book. He claimed to travel. He claimed to travel to Egypt and actually find the real tablets in a tomb and transcribe them and give it to us. And then later on, apparently, he was like, yo, did you really go to Egypt? And he was like, I did. I astral projected myself there. That's pretty good, dude. That's a pretty good. Have you done this thing? Oh, yeah. I astral projected myself and did that. Why didn't you get this done? Oh, you were home all day. Well, in body I was home all day, but I was actually astrally projecting myself to work on some productive tasks. I had to translate these tablets, and so that's why I couldn't do any of the chores, baby. That's a good one. Try that excuse on your wife or girlfriend or significant other. Say, oh, my bad. I wasn't taking a nap. I was astral projecting myself into my future to make sure that I can get everything sorted out. This guy's 3 steps ahead. So he writes this giant fictional book and then creates the Brotherhood of the White Temple. And it was founded in 1903 in Denver, Colorado. Another reason I know I would be susceptible. I love Denver, Colorado. People from Denver are so cool, they could trick me into doing some stuff for sure. Oh, 100% I'd be tricked by a cool Denver dude. Yeah, pulling up in some fire Patagonia, and I'm like, yup, whatever you say, buddy. So yeah, he also claimed to have spent 8 years in Tibet during the 1920s. He claimed he made contact with the Great White Lodge. The Advanced Begins, who completed their work on Earth and who now, as masters, guide destiny into... Oh, Advanced Beings. It'd be cool if I could read. Yeah, he claims that he made contact with the Great White Lodge, Advanced Beings who completed their work on Earth and now, as masters, guide the destiny of humankind. So he was seen as an agent of the coming of the Golden Age. So, yeah, he started out. Now, here's the thing, bro. This is why I was susceptible, because you go to their website, and first of all, bro, the website hasn't been updated since the 90s. There is literally, I'm going to put a picture of it up on screen, but you can literally see like a RuneScape style scroll that just says, welcome to Shambhala. And I'm like, all right, come on, man. That's crazy. You got to come with, it's got to be a more respectable website. You got to have a good web presence, okay? I understand you're off in the cosmos and being all ethereal, but come back to Earth and create a website to trick me better. So already I'm like, all right, this seems less suspicious, or this seems more suspicious rather, because the website is messed up. And then there's all these books with cool, like, except the Light on the Love. That looks like just a classic. This is a magazine. I don't know. This is pretty Christian looking to me. So, all right, that's kind of put me off a little bit. I'm looking for something that's not Christianity. I tried that, so let me try something new. Now, these ones are good. They've got mythical symbols, and you want mythical symbols to cover everything, okay? That's how you get people like me involved. The mythical symbol, I don't know what that symbol is. You could have just made it up. But if you tell me it has magic powers, I'm going to read it. Now, what does the Brotherhood teach? This is what almost got me when I was reading this. The Brotherhood gives to its members a complete instruction of all the fundamental laws of the cosmos. It teaches the individual how to develop his own inner powers so that he becomes perfectly balanced on the 3 phases of manifestation: physical, mental, and spiritual. I'm so in right now. This sounds amazing. You're going to give me inner peace, spiritual, mental, and physical, the big 3? Sign me up, buddy. All right, there's got to be a twist. Where's the twist? Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can find the twist. It teaches universal law in all of its aspects so that the student learns the key truths which enable him to strip the veil from the symbols of all philosophies and religions and find the true God behind all the manifestations. I'm still not out, okay? I'm still in because this is speaking to me, bro. This is straight up speaking to me. I believe all religions teach something of value. And this is saying, yeah, you're right, but behind it is something deeper, and I kind of feel that way. I do feel that behind it is something deeper, so they're just tick, 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 reeling me right in. These lessons are carefully prepared so that the student may learn the fundamental laws not only of the material, but also of the higher mental and spiritual planes. All lessons remain the property of the Brotherhood. Being only loaned for the use of the student and must be returned if the membership is terminated. The instruction is separated into the following divisions. Wait a second. So you're telling me it's behind a paywall? You got a Patreon religion? It's behind a paywall? If I stop making payments, you cut it off like the power? Oh, sorry, you didn't send us any money this month. We've revoked your access to God. Okay, all right. I'm kind of a little bit out on this right now. Also, there's a pretty rigorous schedule. This is a rigorous, look at this schedule. Weekly, church lessons. Okay, that's 1 day a week. Bi-weekly, ancient wisdom teachings. That's kind of cool. Truth sheet, information from Brotherhood headquarters. They're sending us out a news. I got to read a blog. I got to read the Brotherhood blog. Okay. All right, well, that's 2 days. Truth Workers Guild lessons, lectures by Brotherhood. I mean, in my packet, is this 1 day or is this every day I'm going and doing something? What does that say? Oh, ministers and ministers in training. All right, so I keep training. And then once a month, fellowship of the Avatar lessons. You kind of took me out with the Fellowship of the Avatar. That sounds fake. That sounds made up. That sounds like, and I mean, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that sounds highly like just cartoonish. Fellowship of the Avatar. Okay, so that's a pretty packed schedule. My whole week is devoted to this, and it's like I was kind of hoping for religion I could just kind of do a little bit. Maybe read 1 or 2 books that I keep, and then, all right. Now, what are the fees? Yeah, what the church teaches. It's just it's repeating ancient teachings, okay? And then there was money at some point. Here's the money. The Brotherhood of Church, the Brotherhood of the White Temple is in a correspondence church. Okay, it offers services of lessons on every branch of occult, metaphysical, and spiritual science, including healing, because they know that people are trying to get healed, so, they got to throw that in there. Yeah, divided into a bunch of different grades. 16 grades require approximately 4.5 years to complete. I'm locked into 4.5 years? I was hoping for a weekend. I'd like to find God on the weekend quickly. Is that possible? Okay. 4.5 years? Nah, this is a lot of work for enlightenment. I don't know if I'm really built for all of this work. 12 to 27 lessons in each grade. Oh, boy. One lesson being mailed each week. Okay, so you're doing a lesson a week. It's a pretty aggressive syllabus. Upon completion of the course, the student may be invited to enter the inner work of the Brotherhood. So even then, you're still not done. Here's the cash. A contribution of $100 for a one-time entrance fee and $67 membership dues for the first month. So $167 right away. And then it's $67 each month. That's such a random amount of money. 60s, what is magic in the odd numbers, I guess? I don't, $67, $2 away from a meme. What are we doing with $67 a month? I don't know, man. And then if I don't pay, I'm out. This is where they messed up. Okay, so now I'm officially out. I'm not paying. I'm done. I didn't join the cult because I don't want to pay the money, and also it seems like a lot of work. Okay, if you want to have a successful cult or religion, you gotta bury the lead a lot better. You can't tell me about money on page 1. You gotta get me 2-3 weeks in. And then introduce the money. Okay, this is religion. This is drug dealing 101. As everybody in every profession knows, you give them the product for free first, and then you introduce payment once they become dependent upon it. Okay, you gotta sucker me in, get me hanging with the boys, having a good time, and then be like, ooh, by the way, it's $100. And just keep tricking me. Here's what you do. Every month, you trick me with something new. $100 to go to Big Bear for a weekend. All right, fine. $100 for the pay-per-view. Okay, cool. Yeah, oh, we need $67 for pizza. All right. Whatever the brother. Just trick me. Trick me. You can't tell me up front that I can't access this if I stop paying. You have to surprise me. I stop paying, show up at my house, take the books back. Okay? That's how you would get me into this religion cult situation. They've done their advertising all wrong, all right? So, that was my rabbit hole, and I hope you had as much fun as I did. The real rabbit hole is it's the links in the description. Get in there and go deep, all right? It's fascinating. And I mean, honestly, as far as cults go, this is seemingly very harmless, and it's been around for forever, and it hasn't really broken through the mainstream, which means, I don't know, people probably aren't getting super hurt in this cult. I hope not. I hope this is a relatively chill, brotherhood situation. There's been no Netflix, HBO, any documentaries about it, so maybe we can only hope it's chill for right now. And they seem pretty laid back, honestly, based on the whole, they're not out here advertising. They're it seems like they're a real working class cult. And that's, he's just paying his bills with this money, barely making rent. That's fine, I guess. He probably made money off the sale of the book too. But yeah, so if you're going to try to start a religion, you got to be sneakier. You got to be much more tricky if you're going to get me. Because I almost got God on this one. I'm serious. But I'm safe. I'm safe. So yeah, so that's the Egyptian god Thoth and the Brotherhood of the White Temple. People are talking, Cat Williams talked about it on the Joe Rogan thing as well. I didn't finish it. I had to go back and find the clip, and it was kind of underwhelming. They basically just read the Wikipedia page. So yeah, if you want, you can look into that. Let me know if you find anything else that's interesting, or if you believe in any strange things that I should also explore. I don't know. All right, time for the daily check-in. How am I feeling? Dude, I'm feeling awesome, and let me tell you why I'm feeling awesome, bro. I have actually been running every single day. Every single day I've been going for a run, and it has absolutely helped me. I'm feeling good today. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I'm honestly low-key a little relaxed, fairly content as well. And today was a huge day for me because I Stayed up super late, couldn't sleep. I'm going to talk about my sleep issues in the Patreon. So you want to hear about how I've been bamboozled by substances and having trouble sleeping, check out that Patreon. I'm also going to rant about canes. I usually love canes, but I've got a whole canes rant. If you want to hear that, again, that's going to be on the Patreon. I get angry on the Patreon, essentially, is what it's turning into. It's turning into you get the rage on the Patreon, and you get the chill outside of the paywall. So if you want to see me lose my mind fully, $1 to watch me lose my mind on Patreon. All right. Anyways, what am I saying? Here's the whole point of this. Here's the whole point of this deal. I'm feeling good. I'm running every single day. And I have realized I'm also uploading a stand-up clip every single day. I'm trying to do it for a year. It seems impossible and insane, but we're going to try it. I got to get people to know that I do stand-up. I have followers, and the followers need to know that I do stand-up. So that's the big shift for me, is getting real serious about the stand-up and really pushing it to the forefront and putting other stuff not fully on a back burner, but just kind of like just making sure everybody knows I do stand-up, and then putting it out there and finding the people that really, really like my sense of humor. That's one of the beautiful things about our modern era, is there's an audience for pretty much anybody. So I'm trying to find my stand-up audience. And everybody who's come to my shows so far has had a good time. Trust me, I'm putting on a good show, and it's only getting better. So if you've seen me before, the next show is going to be better. And if you haven't seen me, come on out. It's a good time. My next show is December 7th in San Diego. Let me know if you want the link for that. I'll try to get it to you early. But here's the deal, guys. I've been feeling good at running every day, uploading every day, and I am kind of I'm an everyday guy, I've discovered. I got to just have a certain set of things that I do every single day in order to keep myself balanced. I can no longer be an occasional guy. I got to be an everyday dude. So, yeah, it was good because I woke up real late, and usually if I wake up that late and I didn't get to do any of the things I planned, that'll spiral me, bro. But I woke up, took a 10 milligram edible like an adult, and went for a run, and then recorded this podcast, and I'm off to the races. I'm recording the podcast. There was a period where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm doing it. I'm staying consistent. Episode 10 episodes deep, almost 200 listeners. Sensational, all right? We're moving right along. So yeah, if you had a bad day and your day got off to a bad start, bro, take a 10 milligram edible, turn it around. Okay, I believe in you. You can turn your day around at any time. The day isn't over until you go back to sleep. And sometimes you need to go back to sleep, so that's fine too. But just know, if you've had too many days of going back to sleep and you need a day of actually doing stuff, you can do it. Get up and do it. I believe in you. You got this. All right. Positive news stories. Here we go. Positive news stories. Positive news stories. Positive news stories. What do we got? What do we got for us today? What do we got for us today? Alrighty, dude. They've got robots that are taking apart electronic waste to be recycled. Dope. Love that. Huge. Okay? This is what robots are for. Not for doing paintings and writing scripts. For taking apart waste that could be dangerous for human beings to do. Dangerous and uncomfortable. And taking apart faster and more precisely to make our planet a better place. All right? And yeah, I know it's tempting to be scared about robots and AI. This frightening change is frightening. But let's not forget, good things can happen through technological advancements, all right? Bam. So that's good news. Next good news. A new wearable cuff rewires brains of stroke patients by stimulating nerves. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Stroke, very, very scary. Can happen at any time to anybody. Terrifying. And you lose motor functions. You lose a lot of abilities. And now we got a bracelet that can stimulate. I'm hoping that can come through for concussions, for snowboarders and professional athletes. Give me a little rewire my brain, bro. What if that could help with depression? Because, you know, they do the shock your brain treatment for depression, which I haven't done, but maybe I need it. Maybe it would help. But if I could just wear a little shock collar, a little shock bracelet, and then my brain starts feeling a little depressed, and then just rewire some of those pathways, bada bing. Maybe we become less dependent on pills and stuff like that, and then we're just wearing wearable tech. We've got my Apple Watch has a depression setting, zip zip, and I'm feeling good, huh? That seems positive. That's very positive. So but for right now, giving it to the people who need it most first. I love this, man. This is medical advancements are happening every day that are making our lives better. All right, we're the whole world is moving towards a better place. So focus on the good news. That's what we're trying to do here. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, this one's cool. All right, so they're going to sink a ship. They're going to sink the SS United States, which has been moored in Philadelphia and does not work. They're going to sink it down into the ocean, and they're going to use it to create a coral reef, an artificial coral reef. Super dope. Apparently, like, the shipwrecks, they have a lot of, like, little enclaves and protected areas that allow wildlife to thrive in these environments. And that's cool that we're doing something we're littering to make the ocean a better place. That'll blow your mind. I mean, obviously they're controlling it and, I'm assuming putting it in a place where they know the animals will live, but that's just going to create a healthier ocean, and a healthier ocean is going to create a healthier earth. So that's awesome, dude. Anything to make the oceans better, that is awesome. All right, time for stoked and steamed, and then we'll get out of here. Here's what I'm steamed about, bro. Do not buy psilocybin products from a smoke shop or a gas station. It's fake and weird and gross, and you'll have a bad time. Okay, I was at a smoke shop today, and I literally watched a man sell a knife to an individual who was clearly under the influence of some sort of heavy, I don't know, crack or something. The guy bought a knife, and him and his buddy bought a knife and a blowtorch. So they're going to have a weird night, all right? A knife and a blowtorch from a smoke shop is the recipe for a scary night. I watched the clerk reluctantly sell it to him, and it took forever because the cards kept getting declined. It was a whole thing. I was there to buy my addiction, Zyn. I'm just lucky that I'm addicted to Zyn and not something harder because, but for the grace of Thoth, there go I. But that was terrifying. That was absolutely terrifying. So yeah, I was there, and I switched to 3 milligrams in instead of 6, and I got the good kind, the coffee flavor, because that's what if you're at one of these illegal smoke shops and they're selling you stuff that is outlawed or whatever in your county, they're going to sell a lot of wild stuff. And this is a sign, I'm going to put up the sign that they had on the thing. It said, none of these products contain psilocybin. Okay? Because it says that it does, but and yes, there is a layer of like double tricking where they're like, oh no, it doesn't have psilocybin, and some of them might, because they also had a lot of products that looked exactly like weed, and they were like, these don't have any THC in them, and I think they're just putting those Post-it notes up for some sort of legal coverage. Like, I think they are actually selling illicit substances in that store for sure. But the greater point is that a lot of the stuff that's being sold is not real. It's some sort of synthetic, get around the law psilocybin that'll make you feel weird, and not in a good way. Not good weird. Just if you're gonna take psilocybin, do it safely, please. But you shouldn't do it. I'm not recommending that you do it. I'm recommending you follow all local and regional guidelines. But if you're somewhere where it's legal, if that exists and you're doing it legally and safely, then do it right. Don't mess around with these smoke shop nonsenses, fakey mushrooms. Don't do it, okay? What am I stoked about? I already talked about it, but I'm running, baby. I'm running. That's my life right now. Running every day, posting a clip every day, finding new levels of consistency, raising my minimum for what I am accomplishing in a day to be a sustainable daily slight improvement is what we're working on, and we are getting there. Thank you so much for being along on this journey. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube, rate on Spotify or Apple Music, comment, whatever. Like, send it to a friend. If you want longer, if you want to see me do more angry rants, check out that Patreon, $1 subscription. Stay stoked, have a rad day, and don't crash those spaceships.